Hey, this is Walt from StogieReview.com here with another video cigar review. This is going to be in the short ashes format, mainly because I kind of lost track of time last night, and here it is today with no post on Stogie Review, and there hasn't been for a couple of days now. So this is kind of my scramble to get something up before the day is out, or before the morning is out. And this time around I have the PDR, the Pinar del Rio, Cubano Especial, Connecticut, or Capa Natural. Now, from what I understand, this is the same binder and filler as the Capa Maduro, and we've reviewed that some time ago. From what I remember, that cigar, it was on the milder side. It was surprisingly mild. Produced just an incredible amount of smoke, and it was a good morning cigar overall. Now, I've had a couple of these and I'm looking forward to smoking it, but it's been a little while. Actually, I can kind of kick myself now. I got these cigars from Abe Flores, the brand owner, a couple of months ago. He just kind of sent me a message asking for an address because he wanted to send me some stuff. So he sent me like 6 or 7 cigars in all. The one I reviewed last week was the Oscuro version of this. There were 3 of those and 4 of these, and I smoked them relatively quickly so that I could get back to them, but I never did. I kind of lagged in doing a review. So here I am, here we are now, and I'm starting to see the other reviews of these pop up. I could have had them up, some time ago had I, put a little effort into it. But we're reviewing it now, and I am trying to keep it 5 minutes-ish, and I just wasted time rambling. So let's get on with it. I'm going to go ahead and clip the cigar, which is pigtailed. You don't need to see pigtail, you know what it looks like. The wrapper's a real light brown. It's not that sort of blondish color you may be accustomed to with Connecticut's. The Ecuadorian Connecticut's tend to be a little darker. But all in all, it looks pretty good. I'm not seeing any large veins. There aren't any flaws jumping out at me. The one vein that is present is mild at best. It feels well packed. I'm not feeling any soft or spongy spots, so I'll go ahead and light it and get this thing underway so we don't waste any more time. Now, my initial impression is that it was really mild. It's got sort of a buttery, toasty sort of taste up front. It's got a bit of a bitter component to it, but 2 puffs in, it's got a lot to show yet. So sit tight. I'll be back in just a second. We'll take a look at the cigar again later on. I've wasted up pretty much my whole 5 minutes in the introduction, so the next segment or 2 is going to have to be quick. So sit tight, and I'll be right back. Well, I'm back, and we are plugging along, or I am plugging along at least, on the Pinar del Rio 1878 Capa Natural. And it's going really well. It seems to be burning at a moderate pace. It doesn't seem to have the smoke volume, or the resting smoke that the Maduro and the Oscuro had. Now, both of the cigars, it was just amazing. The smoke just wafted off of the cigar and filled the room. You know, I didn't even need to smoke it to smoke myself out of the room. And the same was true when you took a puff on the cigar. You just got a tremendous amount of smoke. This one seems to be a little more laid back. I don't mind the smoke volume being a little less, because it's still plenty. As far as the burn goes, I mean, it's a little wavy, but it's not really problematic. The ash has been growing to about 1.5 inches, and it's holding a nice compacted shape. It takes a firm tap over the ashtray to knock it off. I haven't had any flaking or flowering, anything like that. So all in all, it's smoking well, burning well, and it's providing plenty of smoke. Now, in the flavor department, it hasn't really changed much. It's still very subdued. It's got kind of a buttery, toasty kind of taste. The smoke itself is creamy on the palate initially, and then, you know, as you blow the smoke out and it dissipates, I'm getting a bit of a dry sensation, which is easily counteracted by sipping on some water, or in my case, tea. But, and, you know, I'm not too crazy about that dry mouth kind of feel afterwards. And through the sinuses, there's really no irritant. It's pretty smooth. There's a little bit of pepper, a little bit of spice. The resting smoke is not incredibly pleasant, but you know, I'm enjoying it so far. So I'm gonna keep smoking. I'll be back one more time. We'll take a brief look and see how it's going, and then I will let you go. So sit tight, and I will be right back. Alright, well, I'm back, and it's about time to wrap up my quick little short ashes review on the Pinar del Rio 1878 Capa Natural, and it's still going pretty well. You know, I really have no complaints regarding the construction or burn, smoke volume. All of that is good, and the flavor has been very good as well. It's not full flavored. I don't even know that I would consider it medium flavored. It's maybe it's best described as medium flavored, mild, medium bodied. The finish is creamy at first, and then it becomes dry. And as I get down to the band, especially when it came time to pop the band off, it's becoming even more dry, and I'm getting a bit of bitterness above and beyond what I was getting before. So it's not quite as enjoyable as it was earlier on, but it's still smokable, and I'm still enjoying it. I just kind of wish it had the smoothness of earlier on. And all of my samples, for whatever reason, have gotten bitter and bitey around the time it takes to take the band off. You know, I don't know whether it's, you know, all that stuff collecting in the end, or if there's just some tobacco down towards this end that makes that happen. But I find it less enjoyable down in this area than I did earlier on. And now it seems to have more of a woody a woody taste than anything else. And the resting, or the resting smoke, the smoke that's in the room, is it's not pungent, but it's not all that pleasant either. Especially when you get a bit of a cloud towards your face, and because the smoke is so thick, it's easy for that to happen. You know, I don't have a fan or anything on circulating the air, otherwise I probably wouldn't have that problem. I really don't know what the price point is, but traditionally the 1878 line has been rather inexpensive. And, you know, if we're looking at a $3 cigar, I think this is a good solid buy, and would definitely recommend it if you like milder Connecticut wrapped cigars. This is probably my least favorite of the line. I like the Capa Oscuro the best, followed by the Maduro, which actually seems a little less flavorful than this from what I remember, but it didn't have that bitterness, that bite toward the end, and this one is you know, falls in third place. It's not a bad cigar. It's not a great cigar. but you know, I enjoyed it nonetheless, and would recommend checking it out. I don't know who carries these. I know at one point in time it was a brand that was given to Thompson, I think, for the larger port of distribution. You know, I don't know whether you'll see these in a lot of cigar shops or not. I haven't seen them in any of the shops that I've been. Actually, I haven't seen any of the 1878s. So, you know, it may just be my area, or it could be the line in general. But there you have it. I've gone way over on this review, so I want to wrap it up now. So, decent cigar. Would recommend it if you like milder Connecticut wrap cigars. And until next time, happy smoking. Superhero, sweep up around the smoke.